You are lying there right now, and the room is quiet, but your mind is still moving at the speed of the day you just finished. You can feel the weight of your body against the mattress, yet there is a part of you that feels like it's still sitting at that desk, still answering those emails, or still bracing for a conversation you don't want to have tomorrow. It is that specific late-night tension where you want to let go, but you're scanning your life for problems to solve, because that is what you've been trained to do. You think about the dream life you want, the one you see in clips online or read about in books, and it feels so far away from the reality of your current bedroom that it almost hurts to think about. You've been told to manifest and visualize, but when you're this tired, those words just feel like more items on a to-do list you're too exhausted to finish. You are stuck in the gap between the person you are when you're performing for the world and the person you are right now, in the dark, wondering if you're ever going to actually catch up to your own potential. The truth is, you've been living a life that was designed by your fears and your need for security, rather than by your actual desires. About to reset. You've become an expert at managing a life you don't even particularly like. You walk through the grocery store or sit in traffic, and you have these brief flashes of a different version of yourself, a version who isn't constantly checking the clock, who isn't vibrating with a low-level anxiety about money or status. But then the light turns green, or someone calls your name, and you tuck that version of yourself back into a small corner of your mind, because it feels too dangerous to want something that different. You've been trading your curiosity for a paycheck. And while you're grateful for what you have, there is a quiet, persistent voice inside you saying that this isn't the whole story. I want you to take a breath and realize that the very fact that you can feel that dissatisfaction is proof that the other life already exists. You wouldn't feel the wrongness of your current job if you didn't already have a blueprint for something right inside you. Right now, as you're drifting towards sleep, the barriers between who you are and who you want to be are starting to thin. You don't need to force a vision of a private island or $1 billion. I want you to just imagine a Tuesday morning a year from now where you wake up and the first thing you feel isn't an obligation. Imagine walking into a kitchen that feels light and open, pouring a cup of coffee, and realizing that the work you have ahead of you today is something you actually care about. There is no boss waiting to critique you, no arbitrary deadline designed to make someone else's company more profitable. There is just you, your time, and a deep sense of ownership over your own hours. In this future, your life feels human-sized again. You have the energy to look people in the eye when they talk to you, because you aren't mentally calculating how much time they are taking away from your chores. You've stepped away from the 9-to-5 grind, not because you got lucky, but because you slowly, intentionally started making choices that prioritized your peace over your performance. You can see yourself sitting at a desk that you actually like, doing work that feels like an extension of who you are, rather than a mask you have to wear. The air in this version of your life feels easier to breathe. You notice that your shoulders aren't up around your ears anymore. You have replaced that frantic, buzzing energy with a steady, quiet confidence. You aren't hustling to prove your worth. You are just living. And for the first time in a long time, that is enough. The most profound change in this dream life isn't the things you've bought, but the way you feel when you are doing nothing at all. Imagine sitting on your porch or by a window in the middle of a Wednesday afternoon, watching the wind in the trees and not feeling a single shred of guilt. You have reclaimed your attention. You have stopped letting corporations and calendars tell you when you are allowed to be happy. You have a sense of clarity now that allows you to say no to things that don't serve you without feeling like you're failing. This version of you is grounded, focused, and incredibly present. You have time to cook real meals, to read books that have nothing to do with your career, and to listen to the people you love without one eye on your phone. You have created a life where you no longer feel like you need a vacation from your own reality. As you get closer to sleep, let this version of your life become more real than the one you just left behind today. It isn't a fantasy. It is a destination that you are already moving toward. Every time you acknowledge that you want something different, You are laying a brick in that new house. You don't need to have the whole map figured out tonight. You just need to sit with the feeling of that future peace. Feel the quietness of a mind that isn't under pressure. Experience the weightlessness of a life where you are the one in control. You are not meant to spend your existence in a state of perpetual exhaustion, and the world is not going to fall apart if you decide to choose a different path. You are allowed to want a life that feels as good as it looks. You are allowed to be the person you see in your quietest moments. Rest now, knowing that the life you are imagining is already looking for you too. I understand your life better than you do.